All right. Roger Creager, real life, real music. Woo.
Yes.
All right. Okay. This is Roger Creager, and this is real life, real music.
Real life, real music radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
Well, Roger, welcome. I'm going to tell you one other fun fact about real life, real music. Our first show was in March of 2007. And guess who I roped into coming and doing that one in the Woodlands, Texas? You can always count on your buddies. Mr. Roger Creager, the very first real life, real music in the Woodlands, and now the very first real life, real music, the Stella sessions here in Bryan. So thank you for coming out.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. This doesn't feel at all like 1991 College Station. Kyle's so smart, and it took me you probably can't really tell it by hearing him speak, but when you get to he's well, I mean,
let's see where this is going.
Not the best looking guy or the funniest, but I mean, anyway, I just wanted to say that. Gosh darn it.
Well, thank you.
No, he was hosting I guess it was a songwriter night at the, what was that place called? Kay's Cabaret in the mall.
Does anybody remember Kay's Cabaret in Post Oak Mall? Okay, when I first told my mom that I got a gig, I had a weekly gig at Kay's Cabaret. Now, what's the first thing that goes through your brain?
What kind of place is that?
Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, we did. We had a deal. It was called the Thursday Night Showcase, and I'd made my first trip to Nashville, to seek my fame and fortune. They were going to write me a record deal the first week I got there, and I came back home without it. But went to Nashville, came back, and I'd experienced the Bluebird Cafe for the first time. And so I'm like, man, we need to start something like that here in town where songwriters can come perform. But they have to be good unless
they're in the core.
They're in the core or the band.
Okay.
Because I collected $2 at the door.
That's where I was going with that. That's when it took me about a month. I'm what people call a little slow, but I figured it out after about a month. He kept inviting me week after week to come back to this thing, and I would bring my whole outfit. I was B Company, and I'd bring the whole outfit out. And I thought, man, this is great. I'm invited back every week, and then it hit me. Kyle's getting $2 a head for everybody in my outfit.
Welcome to the music business, Roger. And you're still falling for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Roger, kidding aside, we're going to have some time to talk about the old days and just, some of those early songs that we wrote. But I want to ask you about one. The first time you ever played it for me, I thought, oh my gosh, he's got a tiger by the tail on this one. And it was the first time you ever played the song that ended up being the title cut to your first record, a song called Having Fun All Wrong.
Oh,
Tell us about when you wrote that one. Then I wonder if you'd play that one for us.
Yeah. It was the summer of 1996, and I had, let me think, 96. I had just moved to Houston. So I'd graduated, moved to Houston, and I started dating this girl, and she broke up with me about March, and I was very sad, very sad. And I told all my buddies, they were still at A&M. They said, well, don't you worry about that, Roger. We'll pick you up Friday when you get off work. I was an accountant for a short time. I'm over that now, but for about a year or so, and they would pick me up Friday, and we would go do things. And they said, well, if you're sad, let's go. So all summer long, we did cool things all weekend. It was the first time I went to Green Hall. Saw Jerry Jeff Walker. First time I saw Robert Earl Keen, and first time I went to Willie Nelson's Picnic in Lukenbach, Texas. Yeah. First time I floated down the Guadalupe River. First time I went to Billy Bob's in Fort Worth. And in October, I wrote the song. And let's see, is this hot? Hey, 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 And here we are. That was summer 1996, 2023. Yeah. Can you pull that down some, Eddie? Yeah, buddy. All these years later, still singing about that bitch. Well, I guess you were right. Blue Bonnet's worth the drive. Now I'm here in Canyon Lake alone. Yeah, well, I know that you came here when you were down and feeling blue, and it helped you sort out the pieces on your own. But I'm seeing what you saw. Springtime is beautiful, and I'm proud to call this country home. Yeah, but I am missing you as the sun is setting on me. Think I'll crank up my pickup for San Antonio. And there ain't enough dance halls in Texas to keep my heart and mind occupied. Hey, I'm trying it all the time. I'm out there every night, and my truck has seen some miles to find the words to write this song to get me back on top where I belong. Hey, I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. Yeah, the river runs a whole lot of fun, especially when you're with the ones that bring you so much laughter and good times. The water, it ran so low, that only means that you go real slow. Take the time and enjoy the finer things in life. So we showered and shaved in a bathroom stall at a Bucky's on the way to Green Hall, a sold-out concert for one of my heroes that night. And baby, I guess I'm alright, yeah, just a little bit tired tonight. Getting over you has made a busy man of me, alright. And there ain't enough dance halls in Texas keep my heart and mind occupied. Oh, I'm trying it all the time. I'm out there every night. My truck has seen some miles to find the words to write this song to get me back on top where I belong. Hey, I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. Get it, Brendan? I saw Jerry Jeff Walker umpteen times that year. I just kept getting better every day. Then I followed Robert Earl King from Dallas to the sparkling city by the sea. I jumped up on the seawall and sang Corpus Christi Bay. And there ain't enough dance halls in Texas to keep my heart and mind occupied. Oh, I'm trying it all the time. I'm out there every night, and my truck has seen some miles, chasing down the words to live all these songs to get me back on top where I belong. Hey, I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. Hey, I guess you were right. Blue bonnets aren't worth the drive. Now I'm here in Canyon Lake alone. Thank you.
I think Brendan wants to say something.
So I'm not going to do this more than this one time, but so I played on that record with Roger, and we had, you correct me if I'm wrong, but we had several months of lead up where we were playing coffee shops and burger joints and stuff like that around town, and we would be in the middle of that song at Fitzwilly's, and the PA would go off, and the guy would go, "Bob, your quesadilla's ready."
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's and that kind of used to be I used to say that as a joke on stage all the time, because in 1997 is when I started my music career. That's when I quit my accounting life and started music. And what do? You move to Austin, you move to Nashville, you move to LA, you move to New York. No. And I used to joke around because I was buddies with Brendan Anthony and his roommate Justin Pollard, and they were gonna help me get my feet started. And so I moved from Houston to what I would call on stage the thriving musical and cultural mecca of College Station, Texas. Which it's not funny anymore because it's getting that way.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. That looked like a Great Gatsby bar. When I moved here, we didn't even have an Olive Garden.
Oh, man. Okay, so Roger, one of the fun things kind of about being back here where we first met is, number one, your story is like, it goes like this. I mean, you came to A&M several times and then went other places and then came back.
I failed out thrice.
Yeah. So I get a little confused on the Roger Creager, the trail that led you to where you are today. But one thing, it's
not a story of greatness, but there's something to be said for persistence. Stick with it.
So did you write your first songs while you were here at A&M, or had you already written songs when you got here? What was your musical background before getting here, and then how did being here shape that?
Honestly, I think I started writing about the time I met you in '91, but I wasn't very good. I really don't think I got very good at it until about '96, and in '97, and then made my first record in '98. Yeah.
One of the, I would agree that most of the first songs I heard you sing were not very good.
They were not. They were not good.
But if it makes us feel any better, one thing, I guarantee you, my wife still remembers the title of one of the first songs that you ever played us.
Oh gosh. And
it seems like your whole first record is about a girl that you're trying to get over. But all your songs leading up to that were about that too. And so there was a song. What was the name of that song that you liked so much? There's Other Sharks in the Sea.
Other Sharks in the Sea.
I mean, that was a great hook.
It's really clever.
Could you play us that one?
I don't think so.
I love it. No, okay. So I want to ask you about a song. I think it was on your second record, but it was one that when I heard it, like Leroy Parnell came and did our show the day after he got inaugurated into the Texas Songwriters Hall of Fame. And here's what he told me. He said, Kyle, everybody's got 100 bad songs in them. And the quicker you write them, the better off we'll all be. That's what he said. So, man, I really feel like that by the time you went into the studio on that first record and then on your second and third records, man, you were writing stuff that blew me away. And one of the songs that you wrote was a song called I Got the Guns. Do you still play that one?
Yeah.
Tell us the story behind it, because I think a lot of people connect to that song. And man, family, and your dad's here with us tonight.
Yeah, my dad's here. There's my dad, First Sergeant Creager there.
Yep.
Well, okay, so my mother's parents, my granddad died when I was 18 months old, and we're from Corpus Christi. We're tropical people, the Creagers. And so he died. I was 18 months old in Spawn Hospital, right on the seawall. That's where the hospital is. And a few years later, my grandmother passed away. Well, so my parents inherited the bank account and the house and the cars and the whatever, the normal things. But my granddad made sure that I inherited his guns. And they weren't fancy guns or expensive guns. They were just something that I could have. Killed my first deer with his deer rifle, and in fact, then I found out years later that my grandparents were deer hunting in Kerrville, Texas, December the 7th, 1941, which was the day Pearl Harbor was bombed. And well, that hit me. I think, my goodness, here's this deer rifle, and that connects me to the country. It already connected me to my family, who I never got to know. It connects me to Texas. They were in Kerrville. It connects me to the, killing deer. I mean, that connects me to like the Indians. I'm connected to the entire world through this thing. And so it meant a lot to me. I mean, you're certainly never going to find these guns in a pawn shop. They mean a lot to me. And so I wrote a song called I Got the Guns. Can I play it?
Please do. Are y'all doing okay out there? All right, everybody good? Okay, still with us? All right.
Did you play on this one too? Yeah. Yeah, Brendan and I were buddies. That's why I came to College Station to start my music career. Worked out. Got a capo? Oh, there you go. All right.
Put that on an even number.
Y'all didn't know Brendan Anthony was going to be playing fiddle too, did you? You just thought he was a great speaker.
Not a great speaker.
Michael Martin Murphey recorded this song.
He did.
Yeah, he recorded I Got the Guns. It's a Chinese capo.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah.
A little more than a few old guns handed down the line. Once owned by my nana and papa, now they're mine. Been all the way to Utah, then back home to Texas again. I've seen Colorado, Wyoming, and the Grand Canyon. Hunting trips in the freezing snow and up before the sun. And now they're a part of me. Hey, I got the guns. I never really got to know him. I was much too young. He died on the Corpus Christi Bay when I was one. Christian man I barely knew, but he was oh so proud of me. He ran the nursery at our church for free. An amazing grace, how sweet the sound he always sung. Sometimes I can hear him when I fire his gun. And I've seen tears in grown men's eyes, and they speak of their granddad, and they laugh at how he spoiled them to the bone. And I don't have those memories that I can hold on to, so I keep hanging on to his old gun. Just a bolt action, 20 gauge, grandmother's 410. 270 that my dad fired once. He brought a mule deer in.
Man, I love that song. Such a great song.
I used to be so nervous at talking. The first few gigs I played, I didn't say a word. I would just sing and not talk at all, and I was absolutely petrified. Later, I discovered alcohol helps. But it's funny that when you're absolutely petrified, that's when you're in the worst, the most susceptible to just bombing. Absolutely bombing. And I would just say little, eventually I would kind of like say little funny things that I thought were funny and clever, but I said them so awkwardly and nervously that it just went around like it was terrible. And Brendan at these first gigs would come behind me and just chirp little comments. Hey, good one, dummy.
Oh, man. Well, it's good to have you back then, Brendan. Just talk loud enough that we can all hear and enjoy.
I remember I was about to say it's hard to play in a quiet room. We've spent so much of our lives playing in front of like thousands of people who are just screaming their heads off. And you can kind of get lost in that, which is fun. But when it's a quiet room, and I was thinking back to the early days, it was quiet because there was no one there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it really
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so I will bring up, because you talk about playing in front of thousands of people and some of the craziness that could go on. I literally, I'll never forget the first time you played me this next song, because I think the way you described it to me, you said, hey man, I got this song I want to play for you. I think it's going to be like country music mosh pit music. And it was a song you wrote called Love. Mm-hmm. Ain't what this song's about. And then years later, I see videos on YouTube of you playing that song at places like Larry Joe Taylor's festival. And there's just beer going everywhere. And it's kind of a crazy, prediction. You were somewhat prophetic with what would happen with that tune.
Yeah, they waste a lot of beer, those things, man. It's you can Google it. There's nothing like seeing it live. But when you look at the videos, everybody, you're talking about 12,000 people with 2 beers in each hand, throwing it up at the right spot.
And Larry Joe Taylor's just laughing because he's going to sell them like 4 more.
Beer. He's going to sell them more beers. Yeah. Oh. I just figured out why I keep getting invited back to that place.
Yeah, but I remember you played me this song and I just went, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, I wrote it about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was living in an apartment in Houston, and Lloyd Maines, the great Grammy-winning producer, produced nearly all of my records. And he told me, he said, I've got all the songs. I said, I think you need one more. And so I had about a month to write it. So here it is, 4 o'clock in the morning the night before we go into the studio. I'm like, oh yeah, procrastinated. So I've got, one eye on Gilligan and one eye on my notepad. I'm just kind of playing this little riff here. And the first word out of my mouth just was, love. And I thought, yeah, man, love. That's what the world needs. The world needs one more cheesy-ass country love song. That's what the world needs. So I came up with this and woke up all the neighbors in the apartment building screaming at the top of my lungs, it was love, ain't what this song's about. Candlelight ain't what I'm in the mood for now. And I don't need any metaphors to help me get this out. Hey love, ain't what this song's about. 'Cause it's about beer and whiskey and drinking, about playing the fool and acting without thinking. It's about running with your buddies who don't give a damn what in the world happens to your man. No love ain't what this song's about. Hey, crying you're gonna hear. You won't have any salty tears drowning in your beer. And if you're feeling down, well, friend, you better just steer clear. Crying ain't what you're gonna hear. 'Cause it's about wine and women and song. By doing one thing and make sure you do it wrong. It's a giving in to your deepest desire, setting the whole damn world on fire. Love ain't what this song's about. I'll let it go. Love ain't what this song's about. See, the world's got us all trapped in friends there ain't no way out. So give in to your deepest desire and set the whole damn world on fire. Love ain't what this song's about.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Man, I was hoping y'all wouldn't throw beer. I never know.
Where's Spencer? He was hoping, God, don't start the beer throwing. Spencer's like, throw it and buy more. Yeah.
And
do
McKellen, 18. I'm not throwing that.
Okay, before I forget to do this, one of our producers just gave me the nod. I need to get a liner for the radio show, Roger. So if you'll say, this is Roger Creager, and this is real life, real music, then I need you guys to like go nuts, okay? Can y'all do that? For about 4 minutes, and then no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go like this until we've got enough, and then I'll go like this, all right?
Man, all right. Okay, yeah, man, you got to be careful telling crowds to go nuts. You never know what they're going to do. They seem good. All right, Roger Creager, real life, real music. Woo.
Yes.
All right. Okay. This is Roger Creager, and this is real life, real music.
Perfect. Yeah. Glad y'all are here tonight. I like it. Okay, so Roger, I'm gonna go way back. I want to ask you about a love song that was on your first record and see if you still play it. You know, you've gone on to play at very big festivals. You've gone on to play some very big shows, but at this moment, it seems that I peaked very early in my career, and the biggest show that I ever played was with you and a guy by the name of Max Stalling.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And we actually had, it's kind of a backwards honor because you don't ever ask for this kind of an honor. But Roger and Max and I got to open the Bonfire Benefit concert at the newly constructed Reed Arena for Robert Earl and Mr. Lovett. And I remember walking in for sound check, and it was the first time I'd ever been in the venue, and you see all the maroon seats and the flags hanging, and we went in for sound check, and they treated us so nice. You remember the guy had the microphone on, he greeted us at the door and took us to the dressing room, and I'm like, wow, this is the music business. We've made it, you know. And the next time we stepped out on that stage, there was not an empty seat. And I don't know how many people that is. Somebody here probably does, how many people that was at Reed Arena that night. But that was a special night. And if I'm remembering right, I think one of the songs that you played, because you had just released your first record, I think, or were pretty shortly after that. And you played a song called The Morning. Do you still play that song?
No.
Like, what if you just gave us a chorus of it or a little piece of it? See if anybody remembers this song. This is such a good song.
7:30 in the morning, and I'm waking to face the new day. And you're lying next to me, and you're waking too, 'cause you know I'll soon be on my way. And to me, you still look just as pretty in the morning, no makeup and hair, as you do in the evening. The moon is shining down in that sexy red dress that you wear. You know the factory where they don't treat me like you do, and they don't care about how I smile. But if the pickup still runs at the end of the day, I'll be home in a while. So baby, pour me another cup of coffee. Oh, and kiss me and hold me once more. And look in my eyes, I'll take that moment with me, and I'll remember what I'm working for. And I hope that my friends are this lucky, and I hope they get it somehow. And I hope that they look at their wives in the morning the same way I'm seeing you now. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm waking to face the new day. And you're lying next to me, and you're waking too, 'cause you know I'll soon be on my way. So in a moment, we can go wake the children. But for now, let's just watch them sleep. And we'll take in these times that someday we'll call timeless, and remember all these you and me dreams. 'Cause the day, it has a way of sneaking in, and it breaks through the window without warning. But don't be alarmed, and don't worry, darling, it's only the morning. And I hope that my friends have these moments, and I hope they find it somehow. And I hope that they look at their wives in the morning the same way I'm seeing you now. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the morning. I'm awake and I'm facing the day. And you're lying next to me, and you're waking too, 'cause you know I'll soon be on my way. But thank God we've got it this way. Thank you. I haven't played that one in years. Yeah.
That is a great.
If I actually had children when I wrote that song, they would be 30.
All right, Brendan, you may not remember this, but you played on this song. If I can find my pick, here it is. I saw, well, first off, I'll say this, writing songs, when we were writing songs together, we made a couple of attempts to get some stuff recorded in Houston. I don't know if you remember, we found that one studio in Houston and recorded a couple of songs. But it was when you went and did your first record with Lloyd, and I remember you coming and saying, man, you got to hear this. I recorded one of the songs we wrote, and it was a song called Feel Again. And I got to hear, well, first off, after making trips to Nashville and basically being told you got to wait in line, you need to come, bus tables, or you need to come do whatever, and you need to wait in line and wait for the industry to tell you that it's okay for you to record your songs. And then Roger says, hey, listen to this. And it's a song that Roger and I had written, and Gene Elders from George Strait's band was playing fiddle on it, and Lloyd Maines was playing dobro on it.
So was Brendan. Yeah.
What, did you play it on Feel Again too?
Record, yeah.
Man, that's amazing. So, hearing that was what sparked me to take that pocket full of songs that I'd already started collecting. And, Roger did what a good buddy does and put in a good word with Lloyd and went in and recorded my first record. And on that record, the title cut, a song called Coming Home, that is my wife's least favorite song that I've ever written, and since she's here tonight, I'll play it. No, is this your least favorite song? She just hung her head. Are you hearing this? Yep. So probably it's her least favorite song because it's still so true, and that is that I'm the consummate optimistic songwriter, and I still think that someday I'm going to come home at the end of the night after that long drive, loading out of a bar in Deep Ellum at 2 in the morning and getting home at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and she's just going to be there waiting for me. And it still hasn't happened. I recorded this a long time ago, but listen, we live a lot closer to the venue, so maybe tonight's my night. When I go away, I think about you all the time and just can't wait to see your smile. I'm headed that direction, and I spend all night confessing that, girl, I miss you more with every passing mile. And I'm coming home, I'm coming home. I'm gonna kick off my boots and be with you alone. Yeah, we're gonna stay up late, watch TV and play. I'll kiss you if you'll kiss me till dawn. Yeah, I'm coming home. It's been a long, hard ride, a lot harder than the last time. Yeah, and the goodbyes, they're getting worse every day. But I can see the porch light, it's beaming through the dark night. Yeah, just a few more miles, and I'm gonna be okay. Well, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. I'm gonna kick off my boots and be with you alone. Yeah, we're gonna stay up late, watch TV and play. I'll kiss you if you'll kiss me till dawn. Yeah, I'm coming home. Yeah, I got a picture of you sitting on my dash, a big cup of coffee and a tank of gas. It won't be long, I'm coming home. Oh yeah, here it comes. Brendan Anthony on the fiddle right there. Yeah, I'm coming home. Well, I'm coming home. I'm gonna kick off my boots and be with you alone. Yeah, we're gonna stay up late, watch TV and play I'll kiss you if you'll kiss me till dawn. Yeah, I'm coming home. Just hold on, 'cause I'm coming home. Yeah. The only thing my wife would have hated more is if I would have taken ACL producer of like Lifetime Achievement Award, Lloyd Mains's advice, and said at the end of the recording, and when I walk in, you better have on nothing but a smile. That was Lloyd's advice, and I did not take it.
Yeah.
So, you doing all right?
I'm good.
Good.
How are y'all? Y'all doing all right?
All right, I want to ask you about arguably like one of our favorite songs on. My wife has a playlist, and it's long, and it's got a bunch of your songs on it, a bunch of other artists' songs on it. But when this one comes on, she always wants to dance, and she always wants me to go catch some redfish, and that's a song called Gulf Coast Time, and. Did you write that with Trent Willman?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about that one. Play it. I mean, it's played on Margaritaville radio.
I started off kind of being a smartass with Kyle. We've been buddies for a long time, so maybe y'all don't know that, but I love this guy. We met in 1991. The Battalion newspaper ran an article about a talented songwriter who was hosting a music night and kind of creating a music scene. What were you, a junior in college?
They were short on material.
Slow news day. Yeah. And that's how we met. And I met, and we just went over to his apartment or whatever and sat around and played guitar and sang. And his passion and fire and love for music and writing and the art that is music, I'd never met anybody like that. And that fired me up. And I mean, it really, about 8 years later, it really kicked in. But yeah, I'd never met anybody like that. Radney Foster's the same way. Radney's the same way. He fires me up. He's just a passionate person that, art moves people. And that's what it does. And there are a few people that get that and they're capable of that. And you are, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Tater.
Appreciate that.
No,
Gulf
I forgot
Coast
what you said.
Time.
Oh, Gulf Coast Time. All right. Okay. Can I do a different one?
Yes.
Is that okay?
You can do whatever you
All
want.
right. Or maybe do that one later. I'm going to do this one with my dad. It's my dad's favorite.
Come on.
Right. Oh, I'm going to sweat. I'm wearing a wool sweater. This one I gotta feel. Man, we're talking about old day. I got guys yelling at me to take my thing off.
It's not quite like the old days, huh, Roger?
Bras on stage and what I got. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay, I'll do this one. I wrote this one with Alan Shamblin, and
Come on.
we. It's a song about all the people that make you who you are. Okay, because everybody has a little bit of influence on you, whether you realize it or not, whether it's of course, your parents, your siblings, your best friend from next door in the 3rd grade, and your crazy aunt that makes Thanksgiving weird. I mean, all these people go into making you who you are. Kind of funnels into this little thing, and and you get to pick and choose. I think you do. You get to pick and choose. Say, man, I love the way my dad does this, but I like the way my mom does that. And and sometimes you inherit bad qualities, but you don't have to. You get to pick and choose. So anyhow, this song is called "I'm a Little Bit of 'Em All," and we'll dedicate it to. We'll dedicate it to that just crazy family member that every family has that makes holidays awkward. And I was telling my dad, a few weeks ago, I said, every family's got that one, and we don't have anybody like that. Isn't that weird? And my dad, he goes, yeah, that's real weird, son. Got a touch of my dad's temper, some Uncle Fred's low down and lazy, my grandmother's love of music, a little bit of Aunt Belle's crazy, great-granddaddy was a deacon, and Grandpa ran moonshine. Hey, I think they're still fighting it out inside this soul of mine. I'm a little bit hallelujah, hell yeah, what's it to you? Well, you'd be crazy too, my friend, with all of this flowing through you. Sometimes I climb the wall, but don't blame it on the alcohol. I got crazy folks inside my heart, and I'm a little bit of them all. Shake my family tree, see what falls out into the yard. We got stoners and drunkards and Bible thumpers and prison inmates and guards. Hey, I'm a whiskey shot on Saturday night, and I'm the long lost prodigal son. I'm a prayer on Sunday morning when all the hymns are sung, and I'm a little bit hallelujah. Hell yeah, what's it to you? You'd be happy too, my friend, with all of this flowing through you. Sometimes I climb the wall, but don't blame it on the alcohol. I got crazy folks inside my heart, and I'm a little bit of them all. So to make it taste good, you gotta put a lot of spices in the roux. Well, I've been simmering most of my life, but the cooking still ain't through. And I'm a little bit hallelujah, hell yeah, what's it to you? You'd be dancing too, my friend, with all of this flowing through you. I'm a little bit doubting Thomas, with a touch of Peter and Paul. I wish that I had more Jesus, but I'm a little bit of them all. That's it. That's the song. Y'all like it? Yeah. Well, all right. So today, what is today? Monday. It's bonus footage Monday in College Station, and see, when you're writing this song, sometimes you write pages and pages of lyrics, and eventually you got to cut it down to get, what does Billy Joel say? Got a 305 to have a hit. Well, so we cut a bunch of stuff out, but I thought maybe I'll play some of the stuff that didn't make it into this song. All right, how's that? All right. I learned tenderness and caring from my mama's gentle whispers. I got the strength of my brothers, and I got the love of my sisters. And I'm a peacemaker, or I'm a cannonball. Hey, I cut against the grain. I'm a little bit Andy Griffith, I'm a little bit John Wayne. I'm kind of like a Winston Churchill, but I got this slow southern drawl. I'm a little bit redneck biker bar, a little bit Carnegie Hall, and I'm a little bit hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, Roger, I know, I can tell, about people that are singing along, and obviously, I've been following your career for really the whole time you've been doing it, and I think there's a lot of your songs that have become kind of the soundtrack to people's, floating down the Guadalupe or dancing at Green Hall or driving around in the hill country, having fun all wrong, love. Of course, we'll probably get to the Everclear Song and a few of those others that have been hits for you. I'm going to tell you, I think probably my favorite song that you've ever written, I know you wrote it completely by yourself, and the first time you played it for me, you played it on piano. And maybe it's just because I've known you for a long time, and I've been able to maybe see inside some of the areas of your life that everybody doesn't necessarily get to see on stage, and just know you and your family and kind of where you come from. And there's a depth there that I appreciate in the song "Late Night Case of the Blues." It's probably my favorite song that you've ever written. And I wonder if you'd tell us about that and play that one for me.
Yeah, that one was just going through, all the nights that, you mentioned, hey, Bob, your quesadillas are ready, and, the PA shuts out. I mean, that happened. That kind of thing happened. I mean, we'd be playing a show. You're talking like 5 years. I've got 2 records out. I've already won Texas Country Music Awards Entertainer of the Year. I won that in 2002. And like 2003, 2004, we'd still the PA would go out and over the thing it'd be like, if you have a Ford minivan license plate 362, like, what in the world? Just tow the son of a bitch. I'm in the middle of this. But, it's tough when you're out trying to make a living, and sometimes you make money, and then you might make a lot of money one night, and then you lose money the next 3 nights, and you're driving all the way to Memphis to do it, or you're going all the way to Tuscaloosa, or wherever, and we're playing all over the place, and so you find you're kind of emotionally, especially when you're starting out, you're really riding the roller coaster, and you feel, man, we're gonna make it, we're gonna be big stars, and then the next night sucks, and you're like, oh. So that's kind of where this came from, and it was just a bunch of different nights. It wasn't all one night, but I don't really. Okay, let me see. When you come to my normal shows, I play mostly upbeat songs. It's 2 a.m., another motel room, and the boys, they'll be sleeping soon, but I'm up and around, feeling blue, not much of anything to do. Maybe I'll walk down the hall, see if I can find anyone at all to get up and head out for a beer. Or we could just sit and talk in here, it kills me. All these slow nights paying my dues. but there ain't nothing wrong. It's just a late night case of the blues. Somewhere down in my soul, an angel lives, but he lost control, and the devil gives the dice a roll and takes my heart for a spin. But in the morning I'll be fine. The birds will sing and the sun will shine. Hey, I'm washed in the blood, born again. But on nights like this I'd even question him. Forgive me, Father, for being so confused. And let's just chalk it all up to a late night case of the blues. Phone's been ringing loud and clear, about 1,000 miles from here, and I wonder if she knows my fear, or if she's even home. So maybe I'll go walking around, or I'll take a taxi cab downtown. I'll lay a $5 bill on the ground by the wino while he's sleeping. Hey, I can't help but feel like I'm being used. Lord, help me get over this late night case of the blues.
Love that song. Yeah. Are y'all doing okay out there? Is everybody good? Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. We're kind of trying this thing out here at Herschel's, and we can't thank our friends at the Stella, at Lake Walk and Destination Bryan enough for really doing what we kind of consider a dry run here to see what the Bryan College Station folks think about this thing that we're doing called Real Life, Real Music. And we left in front of you some information on the next two shows that we're going to do. In November, I've got my buddy Sean McConnell, and oh man, just trust me, what they just said, I promise you, you haven't heard a guy sing like Sean McConnell, and his songwriting is unbelievable. And then a guy that Roger brought up, that's a fellow brother as far as loving music and songs, a guy by the name of Radney Foster is going to be right here in Herschel's with us in December. So here's what we want to do, and this is what we decided to do with this group, because if you're sitting in one of these seats, you were invited by either Spencer Clements, the folks at William Cole, you were invited by Destination Bryan, you were invited by Real Life, Real Music, or you were invited by Lake Walk. And if you want the seat that you're sitting in for the next two performances, because we're going to do one in November, we're going to do one in December. If you want those, where's Shalise and Ivan? Shalise and Ivan. Okay, Ivan's over here. Shalise is somewhere. Okay. They'll be out here at the door, and if you want the seats that you have, they will tell you how to get them. Okay. And, you know, if you like what we're doing here and you want to talk more about how to participate in helping us bring this in 2024 at even a bigger level to the Bryan College Station area, then I personally would love to talk with you. My email's on here. And yeah, I mean, we've been doing this thing for 15 years down in the Woodlands. We love it. It's our home. We're going to continue doing it. But boy, it makes all the sense in the world to do this right here and explore this as long as there's people here that feel it the way we do and want to be a part of that. So if you do, I'd love to meet you and shake your hand. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate everything you guys are doing here in Bryan. Michael Hearn will be here in May with the big barn dance. You know, there's a lot of great musical stuff that's going on here. Brendan, thank you for your work and everything you're doing to help us be able to organize and mobilize. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to ask you about what I feel like is probably the most spiritual song that you've written. And it's a song that talks about a Baptist preacher looking up girls' skirts and that kind of stuff. It's a song called Everclear. Actually, you didn't write it. Mike Ethan Messick wrote that song. But you recorded it and made it famous. And since we're all in such a spiritual mood, I wonder if you'd play that one for us.
No. You want to play on this one? It's a funny song, and it has been a big hit for us. And I was playing this at the 10-Man Jam in Houston. I think 10-Man Jam or one of the man jams, maybe in Fort Worth. I don't know, wherever it was. And Clint Black was on stage. It was me and Clint Black and Pat Green and I think Charlie Daniels or some superstar. And Clint Black saw, man, the crowd was getting. He got his harmonica and he started playing a harmonica solo on that. We got to the third verse and then he went, oh, and he put his harmonica away and just like wanted no part of that. But it was banned on 52 radio stations across the state when it came out. Well, it's changed, man. A lot of things have changed. Things that used to be banned, you know,
they're not.
It's a different world, yeah. This was back, let's see, I graduated high school in 89. Yeah. This is a different world. Anyway, all right, it's called the Everclear Song. It goes like. Well, a good buddy of mine named Mike Ethan Messick wrote the Everclear Song. Told me it was the perfect country and western song. I said, well, didn't say anything at all about Baptist preachers or. Every day in lunch in high school and all of my senior year, I drank my Coca-Cola with a touch of Everclear. Never had to study math, science, or history. I'd have a chemical flashback that jogged my memory. In my junior year, I swore I loved sweet Miss Sherry Ann. One night I put some Everclear in her Dr. Pepper can. Well, I thought it'd make her easy. She took it pretty hard. I took her home and I rang her doorbell, left her laying in the yard. Tequila drives me out. Beer just makes me fat. Whiskey makes me nauseous, tell me who the hell needs that? If you're thinking about drinking, the answer's crystal clear. The invisible intoxicant called Everclear. Well, I remember my church picnic in the spring of '89. Yeah, they had 4 fresh watermelons sliced right off the vine. And when they bowed their heads, giving grace for the food, Hey, I pulled out my bottle. I soaked them melons good, and they never knew what hit them when the potion went to work. Yeah, Grandma's doing backflips, Grandpa's looking up their skirts, and they were singing Hallelujah and Willie Nelson songs. Preacher said it was the best dang picnic that the Baptists have ever thrown. Tequila dries me out, beer just makes me fat, whiskey makes me nauseous. Tell me, who the hell needs that? If you're thinking about drinking, your answer's crystal clear. The invisible intoxicant called Everclear. He good. But I'm drinking Everclear. I think I'm king of this whole world. I'm bigger and badder than John Wayne and cooler than Steve Earle. Till I wake up and I'm face down in the hall, and I'm completely naked for a reason I can't recall. But I'm kind of sort of thinking, well, maybe I met a chick, 'cause there's perfume in the air and there's lipstick on my neck. And I hope that she was pretty, and I hope she was kind enough to leave my clothes somewhere they're easy to find. Tequila dries me out, beer just makes me fat, whiskey makes me nauseous. Tell me, who the hell needs that? If you're thinking about drinking, answer's crystal clear. The invisible intoxicant called Everclear. Woo! One more. Here we go. Lipstick on my neck. That was a close one. Y'all felt it. Y'all felt it. Yeah.
Woo! Are y'all still doing okay out there? You know, listen, I'm looking at a clock down here. I'm thinking between Spencer's introduction and then Brendan talked, and then Spencer talked some more, we've got at least 10 more songs that we can play.
Yeah. Brendan talked for 32 minutes. I timed it.
He did. We watched it. So, Roger, one of my favorite songs that you and I have written together was one of the last ones that we wrote, and that's kind of a sad commentary because it means we haven't written in a while. And that, if I can find my pick, that was a song. Got it right here. Yeah, give me one of those Roger Creager picks. Go home with that. This was a song that we wrote, Roger, when we used to live back in Montgomery County. We lived not too far down the road from where Roger lived. And after Hurricane Harvey hit, and we could finally get to each other up and down all the roads, we got together and wrote a song. Really, at least from my perspective, you know, I grew up down in South Houston, so I went through a couple of floods where, you know, Mom and Dad would wake us up and we would go out and we would get on a John boat that had pulled up in the driveway, and we'd get in it and go down to like the Methodist church, you know, at the front of the subdivision that was higher ground. And so I had been through that process of mucking out houses and all that kind of stuff. And so when the water started rising, you kind of knew what was coming and what was going to happen. And Roger and I got together when we could because, well, there wasn't nothing else to do. Everything was closed down. And so we got together and wrote this song that I feel like kind of honored the struggle that our neighbors and people were going through after the storm. And we wrote it on like a Tuesday and kind of put the word out to our buddies that we had written this song and sent the demo out to them. And it was that next Friday that we were in a studio in Austin. It was Ray Benson and Willie Nelson's studio they donated it to us to record this song, and there were 25 of, the biggest Texas red dirt artists in the studio. I mean, you, Wade Bowen, Kevin Fowler, Co Wetzel,
Douglas Kelly, Cody Johnson, Jack Ingram.
Golly, everybody was. I mean, if you would have dropped a bomb on the studio that day.
Did you say Ray Wiley Hubbard?
Ray Wiley Hubbard, Ray Benson. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who all. I mean, so many people sang on that song. But Brendan, you were there. You played mandolin on it, I think, that day. We'll see what you can do on fiddle. But this song still throws off royalties every month, and it goes to the Texas Strong Foundation, and I think we were able to help a few people, repair their houses with this song. So I'm proud of it. It was a fun song to write, and the coolest part of it was we got all these guys into the studio that were part of the Texas music scene. So we decided we need to get some real singers in there. So we brought a gospel choir in. And you can hear them in the background if you listen to the recording. It's called Faith in the Water. She was softly praying as the storm was bearing down. Now everything's in ruins, scattered on the ground. She cries, I don't even know if I'll make it through today. Oh, but deep down she's got something the rain can't wash away. When there's faith in the water, love in these streets, and worry on the faces of the people I meet. But there's a resurrection coming for the world to see. There's faith in the water and love in these streets. He said, I can't walk on water, but I can drive my boat. Reach out to a stranger, just trying to stay afloat. And I drove down from Fort Worth, and I saw it on the news. There's some things you gotta think about. There's some things you just do. When there's faith in the water and love in these streets and hope on the faces of the people I meet. But there's a resurrection coming for the world to see. And there's faith in the water and love in these streets. Yeah, we've been battered by the wind and baptized in the flood. Oh, but there are angels down here in the sweat and in the blood. And there's faith in the water and love in these streets. A hallelujah chorus singing over me. And there's a resurrection coming, and I believe that there's faith in the water, love in these streets. Faith in the water, love in these streets. Yeah. Thank you. Wasn't that fun? That was a great day in the studio. That was a lot of fun. Okay, what else do you want to play for us? Let's get. We need a few more in for the finished radio show. And by the way, again, Maverick 100.9 is now running our show every Saturday at 7 o'clock. And what you've heard tonight, we will edit out all of the times Roger said bitch and ass and whatever else he said tonight so that I don't get the FCC fines because I don't want those. But YouTube doesn't care, so you can watch all of those again on the video podcast. But we will edit it, and so usually we're about 3 weeks out from, you come to a live show, we'll usually be about 3 weeks out from running it on our syndicated stations, and then the video podcast, when does that come out, Kason?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, you'll be able to watch this. But man, I mean, we've got, if you like Texas Red Dirt music, go to realliferunmusic.com and check out all of the podcasts that are there. Yeah. Are you going to play the song I asked you to play earlier? Gulf Coast time. Anybody going fishing while the flounder limits are still like 5? We got a couple people know what I'm talking about.
Hallelujah, come. I'm still thinking that one, man. I'm digging it. Ooh, there's a resurrection coming. Did I believe there's faith in the water? Love in the streets. I'm in a different key, I think. I don't know.
Maybe so. You're in the wrong key.
I'm in the wrong key.
All right.
Well, I don't know. I could do that, or I could do. Yo sé bien que estoy afuera.
Hey, your dad's here
Pero
tonight.
día que yo me muera, sé que tendrás que llorar, llorar y llorar, llorar y llorar. Dirás que no me quisiste, pero vas a estar muy triste y así te vas a quedar. This is my dad. This is Bill Creager here. Con dinero, sin dinero. Uy. Sometimes tequila helps my Spanish, but hago siempre lo que quiero y mi palabra es la ley. First Sergeant Creager is, when did you get in the Army, Dad? 55? Yeah, 55. So,
No time.
Right out of high school, they said, hey, your country needs you. We're going to a place that you've never heard of. That was Korea.
yeah, yeah. Congratulations, you're going to Korea.
Yeah.
And so he did a lot of things. I think at that time you were an MP, but he's also a Green Beret. And I made the mistake one time of saying that he was a Green Beret, and then I was informed that once you're a Green Beret, you're always a Green Beret.
Yeah,
So
that's right. You can't jump out of airplanes anymore, but just
my dad is, he speaks English as a second language.
yeah.
I think he's really getting the hang of it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
He's fluent in 4 languages, English, Spanish, Mexican, very similar to Spanish. And Tex-Mex, which I can't understand any of that. But we're from outside of Corpus Christi, and even on a Monday night, I guarantee you somebody somewhere is in a pickup with the windows rolled down and the radio up that sounds kind of like...
I hope I don't wear you out.
Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde vivía, había una rancherita que alegre me decía, te voy a hacer tus calzones como los que usa el ranchero de los comienzos de lana, te los acabo de cuero.
Su mamá le dice a Julia que te ha dicho ese señor, ay, 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 ay. Mamá no me dijo nada, mamá no me dijo nada, solo me habló de amor. Ay, 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 el gusto de los vaqueros es tener una muchacha para salir a la plaza y darle vuelo a la hilacha. That's what we do down south. Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde había una rancherita que alegre me decía, te voy a hacer tus calzones como los que usa el ranchero, de los comienzos de lana, te los acabo de cuero. Su mamá le dice a Julia, ¿qué te ha dicho ese señor? Ay, 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 ay. Mamá no me dijo nada, solo me habló de amor. Ay, 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 ay. Cuando se muera mi suegra, que le entierren boca abajo, porque si quiere salirse, que se meta más abajo. That's what you call a showstopper right there. Wow. Hey, he's 89. My dad's 89. Have you guys had a good time tonight? Well, listen, and I want to tell you, Roger, you have the arduous task of trying to pick the last song that you're going to play this evening.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
I don't want to follow
Good
that.
night. Yeah, no.
Oh, all right.
Thank you guys for hanging out. I mean, I told you at the very beginning, this has been kind of an extension of my delving into the craft of songwriting and just what music means to me. And I've had the opportunity to sit right next to, and I always say I've got the best seat in the house. I've gotten to sit next to over 300 artists over the last 15 years and do this. And I just appreciate you guys accepting the invite from whoever got you here tonight to come experience a little bit about what we do. And I hope we won't be strangers. If you've enjoyed this evening, I hope you'll come back and enjoy this with us again sometime. So thank you for being so hospitable to us this evening. We appreciate you. And Roger, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come do this. I know you've got a 3 a.m. bus call, and you're headed off to do what you do. So thanks for coming.
Midland, Texas.
Thanks
We'll
for
be there
coming
in,
tonight.
I don't know, however long it takes to get to Midland. But, all right, we'll do this one. And I wrote this one also with my buddy Trent Wellman. It's kind of a song about my hometown. I'm from Corpus Christi. Hee-haw would like to salute my hometown, Corpus. Salute! And Jimmy Buffett, XM24 Radio Margaritaville, they picked this up and played the crap out of it. I loved it. And I would, anytime that I was either on the boat or working in the yard or drinking alone, whatever, I would listen to XM24, and I heard it a lot. And it was pretty cool when you have that kind of heavy rotation on that station. We would go out in places where, ordinarily only cowboys would come see us. A bunch of parrot heads would come out. We've got fans in California and Iowa and Arkansas and that would never listen to country music, but they like it because of this. So God bless you, Jimmy Buffett. Thank you. And that's kind of cool too for me, because when I was first starting out, had a lot of attitude, and you remember Justin's dad? He gave me some good advice. He said, if you can ever read the crowd and you feel like you're about to get booed off the stage, it's a good idea to just immediately either bust into a George Strait song or a Jimmy Buffett song. So as a result, I played a shitload of Jimmy Buffett and George Strait. So it was cool that it was cool that Buffett started playing this one. So. Edit. How's it go?
I like the way.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, we'll try. I like the way salty warm breeze feels as I make another cast with this rod and reel. Sounds like things are going well from the tone of your letter. Am I doing okay? I guess you'd say, keeping my head above water on the deck of this old saltwater lady, dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle, and the sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California, but I'll move on with mine. But sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. For anybody who's ever been down to Port Aransas, you know it's nice getting back to the simple things, like the taste of fresh key lime in this drink. Took that watch you gave me, tossed it about a mile offshore. It's just another anchor around me, weighing me down that I don't need anymore. On the deck of this old saltwater lady, dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle, and the sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California, and I'll move on with mine. But sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. And I know I'm getting better with every breath of ocean I breathe in, and my soul gets stronger every moment I spend on the deck of this old saltwater lady, dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle, and the sun sets red over Copano Bay. You moved on with your life in California, and I'll move on with mine. But sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. Yes, sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roger Creager. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight for our first installment of Real Life Real Music, the Stella Sessions.